Clip 1. Joe Rogan has stirred up major controversy after addressing Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively on his podcast, and the reaction online has been intense. During a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, he offered an unexpectedly blunt critique of the couple, leaving listeners surprised at how directly he approached the topic. Rogan is known for speaking without filters, but this time he focused heavily on the situation involving actor-director Justin Baldoni, making it clear he believes Baldoni has been treated unfairly. His comments sparked widespread debate, with many wondering whether this could affect Reynolds' standing in future Marvel or Deadpool projects. Rogan's remarks spread quickly across social media, raising questions about how this public scrutiny might influence the couple moving forward.
Blake Lively, talk about ruin your reputation, and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, they've f***ed up. Ryan's trying to get out of it now. He's trying to get out of the lawsuit, and they're like, you are a key part of this.
This is what you get, though. This is what you get. You're trying to ruin a guy's livelihood by using the Me Too movement.
Because they were trying to take over the movie.
Yeah.
They were trying to take over the movie and the whole franchise. He owned the franchise. The whole thing's crazy. And he's suing the New York Times, and he's got a great case there,
He's going hard
too.
in the paint. But that's what it takes.
That's what it takes.
It's like Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
He's like, all right.
Yeah.
He did it for the boys.
Exactly. You got to do it.
You need real to be like, nah, man.
Rogan's criticism centered on the ongoing lawsuit between Reynolds, Lively, and Baldoni. According to Rogan, the legal move has damaged public perception of the couple, especially now that Baldoni has released materials he claims support his side of the story. Rogan praised Baldoni for defending himself against two extremely influential figures, noting that most people in the industry would never risk challenging actors with their level of visibility. What captured Rogan's attention most were the materials Baldoni published publicly: text messages, audio clips, and even a dedicated website presenting his version of events. Rogan emphasized that once evidence like this enters the public sphere, people inevitably start asking harder questions.
God only knows what I need.
No, I think it's more romantic.
We have no issue talking most of the time.
Yeah, and you're like, what are they saying?
One of the messages Baldoni shared reportedly conflicts with Blake Lively's assertion that he entered a trailer without authorization, a point that immediately intensified online debate. Rogan also suggested that Ryan Reynolds has attempted to create distance between himself and the controversy, though he believes the situation has already moved beyond damage control. Rogan further speculated that the lawsuit may involve deeper industry power dynamics, hinting that the dispute could be tied to creative control over a project connected to Baldoni. He even drew comparisons to other highly publicized legal battles, framing Baldoni's response as an attempt to protect his professional reputation ahead of a trial scheduled for 2026. Rogan then shifted the conversation toward what he described as broader issues inside Marvel. He claimed that behind-the-scenes favoritism has allowed certain well-connected stars to secure roles without going through the usual audition process, likening it to VIP access. Although he didn't name anyone directly, online audiences immediately speculated and linked his comments to rumors involving both Lively and Reynolds. Several posts suggested Lively has been pursuing a Marvel role while allegedly relying on industry relationships, including her husband's influence as Deadpool, a role that now gives Reynolds considerable creative input. Reports circulating online also claim that Marvel executives have grown uneasy with the amount of pressure surrounding the situation. Sources in fan communities and entertainment circles claim Reynolds' team has been working proactively, even reaching out privately to ensure Rogan didn't intend to revisit the story on future episodes. Many interpreted that as a sign that the situation has become more serious than simple internet chatter. Whether those rumors hold weight or not, the narrative forming online suggests high-stakes maneuvering between celebrities, studios, and media voices. And because Rogan has built his platform on speaking freely, even when it draws backlash, many believe this story may continue evolving in the public eye. If more information does surface, it could place even greater scrutiny on one of Hollywood's most visible couples.
Just turned positive, just now. Positive for pregnancy.
I just disagree that.
What if it just happened today?
You can like draw a line on when.
You can't.
Like, once life has begun, I don't think you draw a line.
This time, Joe Rogan has stayed completely silent, offering no clarification and no follow-up to the remarks that set social media ablaze. And that silence only intensified the reaction. The moment fans sensed that Ryan Reynolds might have been unsettled by Rogan's comments, the online world shifted into investigative mode. Users began revisiting earlier speculation about Blake Lively's interest in joining the Marvel Universe, old conversations about behind-the-scenes influence, an online theory suggesting Ryan may have played a role in helping open doors for her. Ironically, if Ryan had simply ignored the noise, the conversation likely would have faded like most internet rumors. But once people perceived even the slightest flinch, the public fixated on a single question: what is he trying to avoid? For the first time in years, Ryan's polished and carefully maintained public image appeared to lose its grip. Things escalated when an older clip from Rogan's show resurfaced, in which he used a sarcastic remark aimed at Ryan. Whether the joke was taken out of context or not, one term in particular triggered an immediate and intense reaction online. Users began digging through past interviews and public appearances, reinterpreting old moments through a new, and sometimes unfair, lens. What began as a conversation about Marvel involvement suddenly shifted into a broader attempt by some corners of the internet to reassess Ryan's public persona. Meanwhile, Blake Lively appeared alone at the premiere of A Simple Favor 2, and although her solo appearance wasn't unusual on its own, the atmosphere reportedly felt tense. Ryan's absence, paired with the ongoing chatter, only heightened speculation. Outside the event, a lone protester held a sign referencing Justin Baldoni, drawing attention back to the lawsuit that has fueled so much of the current debate. It wasn't a large demonstration, but it served as a visual reminder that Blake's once unchallenged public reputation is facing new scrutiny. And in Hollywood, once cracks form in an image, they tend to widen quickly. Industry insiders began discussing Marvel's position as well. The franchise values a clean, controversy-free environment, and executives historically distance themselves from situations that threaten that stability. Even major stars have been quietly phased out when headlines began to overshadow the work. Sources familiar with industry dynamics suggested that if the surrounding drama continues to grow, Marvel may choose to take a step back. But the most noticeable shift, according to Entertainment Observers, appears to be happening around Blake. Rumors circulated that several fashion contacts and brand partners have begun moving cautiously, delaying announcements or reconsidering collaborations. There have been no dramatic statements or public cutoffs, just a subtle cooling that, in Hollywood, often signals real concern. When the invitations slow down, when stylists hesitate, when co-stars stop speaking up, it becomes clear that momentum is shifting. As all of this played out, the silence from the couple grew louder. With the Marvel speculation spreading, publicists on both sides reportedly pivoted into crisis management mode, attempting to redirect attention and stabilize their clients' images. Blake, long regarded as someone who manages her public presence with precision, suddenly disappeared from social media entirely. No posts, no interviews, no red carpet commentary. And while silence can be powerful, it also suggests that the risk of saying the wrong thing outweighs the benefit of speaking at all. Ryan, meanwhile, continued appearing at work-related events, but viewers noticed a shift. The trademark charisma appeared muted, and the upbeat tone fans expect from him felt more controlled than usual. Traditional PR strategies weren't landing either. Media outlets that once highlighted Blake's style or Ryan's humor began quietly setting them aside. Attempts to shift the narrative toward family life or resilience didn't resonate with audiences. In Hollywood, once a narrative remains in circulation long enough, it begins to slip away from even the most experienced publicity teams. The story is no longer something the couple can steer. It becomes something the internet, the press, and even other celebrities shape for them. Then came the final blow, subtle distancing from peers within the industry. Brands began delaying projects. Partnerships quietly stalled. People who once championed the couple grew noticeably quiet. The same system that once amplified their success now seemed to be watching from afar. And once that slow retreat begins, there's rarely a statement strong enough to reverse it. The Marvel controversy began as little more than online background chatter. But once Joe Rogan's comments gained traction, the discussion erupted into a full-scale public spectacle. Fans began connecting theories, digging through old posts, and re-evaluating every recent move made by Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. And in Hollywood, perception often matters more than reality. Even without any legal wrongdoing, a growing segment of the internet has convinced itself that the couple may have been navigating the industry with more behind-the-scenes influence than the public realized. Whether those assumptions are fair or not, they've fueled a wave of skepticism that's been difficult to shake. Ryan's decision to acknowledge the situation only intensified things. Typically, he relies on humor or quiet distance to diffuse pressure, but this time neither approach worked. Rogan's commentary kept the conversation alive, and in the court of public opinion, once doubt takes hold, reversing it becomes nearly impossible. The tension was evident at Blake's premiere for A Simple Favor 2, where observers noted a noticeably strained atmosphere. Her co-stars appeared cautious, the mood was subdued, and Ryan's absence invited even more speculation. For many, the event symbolized the beginning of a broader shift, an industry cooling, not just a temporary PR setback. Blake's public persona has always relied more on charisma, fashion influence, and approachability than on awards or critical accolades. When that carefully crafted image starts to fracture, the effect can be severe.
Times like these to have a distraction. And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively.
Right now, the silence surrounding her is doing more damage than any headline. Behind the scenes, entertainment insiders claim that what began as a digital rumor mill escalated into a strategic PR battle. According to online chatter, Blake's team may have attempted to counter negative narratives by circulating damaging claims about Justin Baldoni. But instead of weakening him, the move allegedly backfired, placing even more scrutiny on Blake and raising questions about her team's tactics. This unraveling hasn't been explosive, it's been slow and persistent. In Hollywood, fading relevance often arrives quietly. Invitations stop appearing, fashion partnerships hesitate, and executives look toward safer choices. The industry rarely chooses sides based on principle, it follows momentum. And when momentum shifts, it changes everything. Ryan and Blake may still appear composed in public, but many observers believe their influence is slipping behind closed doors. Power in Hollywood doesn't just come from popularity. It comes from access to roles, to resources, and to allies willing to protect your reputation. Lose that, and the foundation weakens quickly. The legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni only adds more complexity. New filings have surfaced, accompanied by online speculation about the motives behind the lawsuit. One theory circulating among fans suggests that Baldoni's team may be subtly creating a path for Blake to back out, possibly by implying that she was misled by her own advisors. Under that scenario, Blake could issue a public apology, acknowledge that she acted on faulty information, and redirect responsibility toward her PR representatives. Such a strategy would aim to resolve the dispute while allowing both sides to move forward with minimal long-term damage. Recent court documents introduced even more drama. Yanel, a member of Baldoni's camp, included detailed allegations involving Stephanie Jones, a well-known public relations manager associated with Blake. According to the filings, Jones allegedly engaged in behavior far outside the bounds of standard PR work, ranging from invasive tactics to questionable interpersonal conduct. One filing even mentions the use of psychics to predict workplace issues, a detail that has fueled widespread commentary online. Additional claims describe the mishandling of confidential information, internal conflicts within the PR team, and social media activity that, if proven true, would raise serious ethical concerns. These allegations have prompted a new question across social platforms. Was Blake acting independently, or was she influenced by a PR strategy that spiraled out of control? Some observers now argue that the spotlight is shifting away from the couple and landing squarely on Stephanie Jones, whose role in the situation appears to be under increasingly intense examination. If the claims against her are substantiated, Blake may attempt to distance herself in order to rebuild public trust. For now, the judge has not issued a final ruling, and more information is expected to emerge. What started as a quiet legal dispute has grown into one of the most unpredictable Hollywood sagas in recent memory. Whether Blake becomes seen as a misled participant or a more active decision-maker remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, this story is far from reaching its final chapter, and the stakes continue to rise on every side.